Alright, today we're covering my wood stove install inside the man cave. So this is my on-grid, off-grid shed. There's the on-grid part, right? And then I'm still working on it, right? So you can see where I insulated it and I'm putting up the walls. Ran a bunch of plumbing in here from my well. And that runs from the well, which is like 20 feet away, up to the man shed, and then back to the house. But anyway, that's all on-grid stuff, and then here's the off-grid part, right? So I guess the best way to do it would be bottom to top. So I ordered 22 gauge sheet steel off Amazon. That got delivered to my house, so that got screwed down to my plywood floor with some just simple pan head screws. The stove, it's an Englander catalytic converter stove. I got it off Facebook Marketplace for 250 bucks used. And I also got that little stand there, the stove tools off Facebook Marketplace for 10 bucks. So I've never put in a wood stove before. This is all new to me. And I was very surprised that the stove was actually the cheapest part of the build. So where it gets stupid expensive is the stove pipe. Not the inside pipe, this stuff here, but the Class A chimney pipe. But before I get to that, I had some leftover metal roofing from my chicken coop. So I basically put some 1-inch, or this is a CPVC coupling here, and that spaces it off the wall. And then I got some big washers and 3-inch screws, and just screwed that thing up. I cut it to shape, made sure I didn't have any sharp edges, and then screwed it up to the wall. And that gives you a better standoff distance. So if you didn't have that, me with these plywood walls, if I didn't have that, my standoff distance, my wall would be much further out. My stove would have been like out in the middle of the shop. But having that piece of steel and that little air gap makes it so that I could bring the stove back to, I think it was 9 inches or 6 inches or something. I forget what the standoff was per the stove company. But there you go. Then the stove pipe itself, this black pipe on the inside is relatively inexpensive. I just got that at a local hardware store, the elbow and this down pipe. It's uninsulated, just black pipe. I wanted to maximize the amount of heat coming off the stove. And then you get into, I love the window on that. I love it that I can see that flame. I mean, that was a big feature that I was hunting when I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, was I wanted a stove with the window in it. So that's beautiful. I'm filming this in June, so I'm sweating. I'm sweating like crazy right now, but hey, this is when the job got done, so yep, here we go. But anyway, then I got into this Duravent. So I bought a system. It comes in a box. It includes this like transition piece to go through the wall, and the T on the other side, and that was stupid expensive. I forget how much it was, but I don't know, 600 bucks or whatever it was, but it was a lot of money. And this is where, as like a do-it-yourself guy, you're going to run into trouble, because you have to, this is the part of installation that gets a little complex going through the wall. And I mean, I guess you could pull it off with uninsulated pipe if you knew what you're doing and you like made it so that there was nothing flammable in this transition point. I'm not that guy, so I just went with a store-bought solution, and they got me because everything about store-bought is super expensive. So I had to cut a certain size hole, make sure it was framed out and supported, and then this just brackets right in there. And I'll flip over to the outside. But yeah, while I got you in here, it's not an accident that this stove is next to my plumbing. It does drop below freezing for a month or two up here, and it's just comforting for me to know that if the power went out, you know, some kind of grid down situation. I could just keep my pipes from freezing. All I got to do is come out here and light this thing up. And this is also going to be a super cool hangout zone. So in the wintertime, I'm going to come up here and do like my old man whittling stuff. And I don't know, whatever I want to do. It's just a nice little escape room. It's also my shop. I don't want to pan around because I don't want to show off like all my tools and everything. There's a reloading bench right across from my stove. Dangerous? We don't know. Some gunpowder. Right then. Anyway, let me transfer outside and I'll show you the rest of the situation. Okay, you're looking at the exterior portion of the chimney build. So, got a whole situation going out here, and I wish it was more elegant, but there's a reason that this looks the way it does. I'll try to explain that. So the 4-inch through the wall kit that came with this Duravent did not give me enough length to clear my roof overhang. So basically this stand here, this T, and this through pipe, and all that inside hardware that I talked about before, all came with that kit. And this through pipe was not long enough to push me out past the roof overhang, so my chimney would have run right into my roof. So I had to get a longer pipe to push me out further, which in turn pushed out the chimney pipe stand that this whole system rests on. All the weight of the chimney is on that stand. So then I had to create a offset bracket to mount the chimney stand to, that I would be able to screw into the framework of the shop. So that's what you're seeing there. I wish there was a store-bought solution for this, but Duravent does not resolve this issue. And I'm not the first guy to have this problem. I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos where guys are using metal bracketing and all kinds of goofy stuff to create that solution. I wish Duravent would have had a some type of an extension mechanism on this part, or you know, something to address that, but they don't. They that's your problem as the end user to make that work. So that's why you're seeing all that framework, and it's it looks the way it looks. Then you also have to make sure this pipe here that goes through the into the structure, you got to make sure that that's connecting on the inside and it's exactly the right length to connect on the outside. The thimble on the inside gives you maybe an inch or two of adjustment, so you don't have to be too perfect, but you got to make sure you got the right size pipe for that. That cost me extra money because I had to get a bigger pipe there. Then I had to order this stainless steel 4-foot section. That was hundreds of dollars, and then I screwed up here. I got galvanized. I should have got stainless, but that's another 2 feet to give me the proper clearance for my roof. And then the end cap comes with the through the wall kit. Honestly, when I was first researching how to do this project, I just wanted to get the through the wall kit and then transition back to normal stovepipe. I wanted to get away from all this Class A chimney pipe because it was so expensive. But I could not find a store-bought solution to make the transition from Class A to traditional stovepipe. As far as I know, it doesn't exist. So once you go to Class A, you're just roped into that that whole financial nightmare. And I guess it's good though, because you know, in the fall time, you know, you got your fire going on in there. If you had traditional stovepipe, maybe a leaf comes down and catches on fire. I don't know. I don't know. I just made that up. But in the beginning, I was trying to get away from the Class A. I was looking for a solution. And because I didn't feel comfortable doing the through the wall myself without a store-bought solution, because listen, there's risks there. If you get that wrong, you're talking about a structure fire. So I went with a store-bought solution for the through the wall kit, and then once you get married into that, you're done. You're committed to the rest of that system, whatever system it is, Duravent or whatever product you went with. So that's the outside portion I did it solo. It is doable. I would definitely recommend having somebody else with you, though, if you can. But this is all solo. A little disappointed that I've already got, I don't know if that's creosote buildup or just surface rust or what, but this is fairly new stovepipe. I've run the stove maybe a dozen times, and this system's already showing some rust. So not too stoked about that. All the way down here too. What's up, Duravent? If you guys got a spokesman that can talk to me about that, man, I want to hear why my brand new stovepipe is already rusting up. Maybe they have a stainless steel through the wall setup that I didn't see, but this was the only through the wall thimble setup that I saw Duravent selling. But anyway, that was that's the total install. That's how I did it, and you know, hopefully I helped somebody out. If you like the video, don't forget to thumbs up it and subscribe to the channel if you're into this kind of content. That's it. You guys have a good one.